Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Newcastle upon Tyne Unitarians this last Sunday in October, and it's going to be our harvest service, which we nearly didn't have. So if anybody read the original calendar, it was going to be a Discover service, but we decided to have a Harvest Miscellany instead. I'm going to open with our value statement. As Unitarians, we do not have a creed or set of values, set of beliefs that we believe in, but we do have values that we hold dear as a group. We welcome all who seek the meaning of life and who believe that human spirituality is wider than any one tradition and deeper than any one set of opinions. With a respect for our Christian origins, we seek to explore all truths from all sources. Our fellowship gives us strength and encouragement in daily living. I'm going to light our chalice with some words taken from a Unitarian Universalist minister, which is called Katie Gelfand, and this is entitled "The Abundance of Our Lives Together." We light our chalice as a symbol of gratitude, as we celebrate the abundance of our lives together. In this sanctuary, we harvest bushels of strength for one another and offer our crop with the hands of compassion and generosity. In the authentic and gentle manner of our connections, we cultivate a simple sweetness to brighten our spirits. May we be grateful for the ways we nourish and uplift each other, for it is the sharing of this hallowed time together that sustains us. Words by Katie Gelfand from the American Universalist Association. So this service is a miscellany, so thank you to everyone who has agreed to participate and offer something. If anyone still, even at this last minute, would like to read something they don't have, just come and let me know when I've sat down. I do have extra poems. So there will be a lot of poetry today about harvest and about autumn. Well, I'm going to start with this one called Harvest Time by a poet called John J. Chapman, writing in the late 19th century. Behold, the harvest is at hand, and thick on the encircling hills, the sheaves like an encampment stand, making a martial fairyland that half the landscape fills. The plains in colours brightly blent are burnished by the standing grain that runs across a continent, in sheets of gold or silver stain, or red as copper from the mine, the oats, the barley, and the buckwheat shine. Autumn has pitched his royal tent and set his banner in the field, where blazes every ornament that beamed in a heraldic shield. He spreads his carpets from the store of stuffs the richest burghers wore, when velvet-robed and studded o'er with gems they faced their emperor. A wind is in the laughing grain that bends to dodge his rough caress, knowing the rogue will come again to frolic with its loveliness. And in the highways drifts a stream of carts, of cattle, and of men, while sides in every meadow gleam, and Adam sweats again. In the young orchard forms are seen, with throats thrown open to the breeze, to reap the rye that lies between. And sickles hang on apple trees, half hidden in the glossy leaves, and pails beside the reapers lie. While sturdy yokels toss the sheaves, and hats are cocked, and elbows ply, and blackbirds rise to cloud the sky in swarms that chatter as they fly. From field to field, each shady lane is strewn and traced with wisps of hay. Where gates lie open to the wain, it creaks upon its toiling way, and little children, dumb with pride, upon the rocking mountain ride, while anxious parents warn, and farm boys guide the lazy teen, till it shall stand beneath the beam that spans the gaping barn. The harvest to its cavern sinks, while shafts of sunlight probe the chinks, and fumes of incense rise. Then, as the farmers turn the latch, good-natured autumn smiles to watch the triumph in their eyes. His gifts, from many a groaning load, are heaved and packed and wheeled and stowed by gnomes that hoard the prize. The grist of a celestial mill, which man has harnessed to his will, in one bright torrent falls to fill the greedy granaries. Beneath that annual rain of gold, kingdoms arise, expand, decay. Philosophers their mind unfold, and poets sing and pass away. Forever turns the winnowing fan. It runs with an eternal force, as run the planets in their course behind the life of man. Little we heed that silent power, save as the gusty chaff is whirled when autumn triumphs for an hour and spills his riches on the world. Harvest Time by John J. Chapman. Okay. I did have Kay, but she's not here. So, Jane, did you have something you wanted to read?
I did, but I haven't got anything with me.
Would you like a different poem to read?
Yeah.
I've got a large one. So do you want to come up and read a poem by Emily Bronte?
Yeah. Fall Leaves Fall by Emily Bronte. Fall leaves fall, die flowers away, lengthen night and shorten day. Every leaf speaks bliss to me, fluttering from the autumn tree. I shall smile when wreaths of snow blossom where the rose should grow. I shall sing when night's decay ushers in a drearier day.
Thanks, Jane. Thank you very much, Jane. I get the impression from that she did actually like autumn and winter.
Yeah.
The Corn Song by John Greenleaf Whittier. This is sometimes sung as a hymn, but I'm just going to read it now as a poem. Heap high the farmer's wintry hoard, heap high the golden corn. No richer gift has autumn poured from out her lavish corn. Let other lands, exulting, glean the apple from the pine, the orange from its glossy green, the cluster from the vine. We'd better love the hardy gift our rugged vales bestow, to cheer us when the storm shall drift our harvest fields with snow. Through vales of grass and meads of flowers, our ploughs their furrows made, while on the hills the sun and showers of changeful April played. We dropped the seed o'er hill and plain beneath the sun of May, and frightened from our sprouting grain the robber crows away. All through the long bright days of June, its leaves grew green and fair, and waved in hot midsummer's noon its soft and yellow hair. And now, with autumn's moonlit eves, its harvest time has come. We pluck away the frosted leaves, and bear the treasure home. There, richer than the fabled gift Apollo showered of old, fair hands the broken grain shall sift and knead its meal of gold. Let vapid idlers loll in silk around their costly board. Give us the bowl of samp and milk by homespun beauty poured. Where'er the wide old kitchen hearth sends up its smoky curls, who will not thank the kindly earth and bless our farmer girls? Then shame on all the proud and vain, whose folly laughs to scorn the blessing of our hardy grain, our wealth of golden corn. Let earth withhold her goodly root, let mildew blight the rye. Give to the worm the orchard's fruit, the wheat field to the fly. But let the good old crop adorn the hills our fathers trod. Still let us for his golden corn send up our thanks to God. The Corn Song by John Greenleaf Whittier, another 19th century poet. As if we're running short of poetry, I'm going to invite David up to read another poem. This is October's Party by George Cooper, writing around the turn of the century. Yep.
October's Party. Excuse me. October gave a party. The leaves by hundreds came, the chestnuts, oaks and maples, and leaves of every name. Sunshine spread a carpet, and everything was grand. Miss Weather led the dancing, Professor Wind the band. The chestnuts came in yellow, the oaks in crimson dressed, the lovely Mrs. Maple in scarlet with the rest. All balanced to their partners and gaily fluttered by. The sight was like a rainbow, new fallen from the sky. Then in the rustic hollow, at hide and seek they played. The party closed at sundown, and everybody stayed. Professor Wind played louder, they flew along the ground. And then the party ended in jolly hands around. Sorry about that, it's just from this window. What can I say?
My printer had a fit and I had to handwrite a few of the lines at the bottom of quite a few poems, so that's, yeah, some of them look a little bit odd. Thank you very much, David, thank you. We'll have a moment of prayer now before we bring our offerings to the altar. At this time of the turning of the year, from autumn into winter, may we give thanks for the abundance of the earth, for the farmers who work so that we may eat, for all the riches that we have so that we may buy enough food to be comfortable. And may that sense of gratitude pour out into compassion for those without enough. May we always keep them in our minds and in our hearts and in our actions. So be it. Right. In the spirit of the original harvest festivals, this is the time in the service when we bring offerings to the stage, to our altar. So if anybody has anything they brought with them, tins, food, if you haven't, don't worry, I've got extra. I will leave them at the back near the chair, so if anybody does want to bring something up and they haven't brought it, just help yourself to the bag. We'll bring things to this side of the stage. David's going to play some music for us. Feel free to just bring what you have, and we will gather things together to be taken to a food bank later in the week. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. This will be going to a food bank, or possibly several food banks spread across a few. And as I'm sure you're all aware, the use of food banks is increasing. There are more and more people who need to use these facilities. So it is really important that if we can support them, we do. I'm not going to get into politics. Food banks don't solve the problem of why people are in need in the first place, but it is important that those of us who can help in ways that are available. So thank you very much to everyone for offering what we can. May we carry strong feelings of thankfulness and compassion into the coming weeks and months for all those suffering, all those who do not have enough. May we be grateful and may we be loving. So be it. I'm going to read another poem now, before we have our final hymn. Just give me a minute to choose and relax. If you would like to do a poem, please.
It's actually a poem that I wrote.
Oh, cool. Yeah, grand.
It's very childlike. I wrote it.
Doesn't matter.
I wrote it when I was 7.
Oh, lovely. Yeah, feel free. Please go ahead.
I wrote it when I was 7 at school, and it went into the school magazine, so I was really and I thought it was quite apt because it's autumnal, and it's simply called Fog. Fog, like a blanket, covers the earth. Fog softly creeps towards me like a cat, blinds me and smothers me with a soft sensation, calmly, peacefully, soundlessly. And you're right, Norman, all quotes are eccentric, me being one of them. I'm also Aquarian, which makes me even more eccentric. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Julie. Thank you. That's wonderful. It's wonderful that you know it perfectly by heart.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing. It's wonderful. Okay, we'll have one more before we sing. Let's have this one. It's another one that's often sung as a hymn. Come, ye thankful people, come. This is by Henry Alford from 1844. Come, ye thankful people, come. Raise the song of harvest home. All is safely gathered in, ere the winter storms begin. God, our Maker, doth provide for our wants to be supplied. Come to God's own temple, come, raise the song of harvest home. All the world is God's own field, fruit unto his praise to yield. Wheat and tares together sown, unto joy or sorrow grown. First the blade, and then the ear, then the full corn shall appear. Lord of the harvest, grant that we wholesome grain and pure may be. For the Lord God shall come, and shall take his harvest home from his field, shall in that day all offences purge away. Give his angels charge at last, in the fire the tares to cast, but the fruitful ears to store in his garner evermore. Even so, Lord, quickly come, bring thy final harvest home. Gather thou thy people in, free from sorrow, free from sin, there forever purified, in thy presence to abide. Come with all thine angels, come, raise the glorious harvest home. Come, ye thankful people, come. Very Christian ending. These final words are again from the Unitarian Universalist Association in America. This was written by Andrew Pakula. Closing words for seasonal transitions. May you know fully and deeply the blessings of each of your heart's seasons. The inward turning of winter, springtime's lush renewal, the effortless, steady growth of summer, and autumn's rich harvest. May your passage from season to season be blessed, eased by hands to hold, and by the light of love to guide you on. So be it.